How's your health?
Good days and bad days. Good days aren't as good as they used to be. Kind of like a speeded up version of aging. You've had better days, huh?
Whatever happened to separation of church and state?
It's hanging in there. But I'm afraid the Constitution doesn't say anything about the separation of church and politics.
You saying that's a good thing?
Saying it's the way it is. Always has been.
You think the voter really needs to know if I go to church?
I don't need to know, but then I'm not going to vote for you anyway. It's not up to us to decide what the voters get to use in evaluating us.
A little odd coming from someone who wasn't exactly completely open about his health.
That was a big mistake.
Was it? What did we know about Lincoln's health when he was running? Nothing. Washington, Jefferson. What about FDR's health? And when he died in office, did people say, gee, why didn't he tell us he was sick? No. Did they say, I wish I didn't vote for him? No.
I don't know how you plan to handle this religious thing in the campaign.
Yeah, well, that makes two of us.
I could find a way to let it slip. I think a candidate's religion or how often he goes to church is not relevant to choosing a president.
You're going to say that on the way into church?
Are you accusing me of politicizing church-going?
You've had an awful lot of photo ops on the church steps.
I went to Mass every Sunday long before I went into politics.
I did too.
Why'd you stop?
One Christmas, my wife gave me a very old edition of the King James Bible. 17th century. It was a real find for a book collector. It was a thrill just to hold it. Then I read it.
You can't take it literally.
Yeah, well, that's what my priest friends kept telling me. But the more I read it, the less I could believe. I could not believe there was a God who said that the penalty for working on the Sabbath was death. I couldn't believe there was a God who said the penalty for adultery was death.
I'm more of a New Testament man myself.
I couldn't believe that there was a God who had no penalty for slavery. The Bible has no problem with slavery at all. Lincoln could have used a little help from the Bible.
You think Lincoln was an atheist?
I hope not. That would mean all his references to God were just purely political.
He didn't make any until he started running for office.
No. He certainly was a doubter.
What about you?
You gonna try to save my soul?
Sorry.
Let's just say I struggled for a long time with that book. And then finally, I just gave up the struggle.
The only thing you can pray for in this job is the strength to get through the day. You can try coffee if you want, but prayer works better for me. Try a pistachio.
Yes, we have reached an agreement on the debt ceiling bill. We will pass it within the hour and send it to the president for his signature before midnight.
What about the minimum wage amendment?
We've agreed to have a separate vote on the minimum wage increase tomorrow.
Is it going to pass?
Yes, it will. I'll vote for it, and I guarantee you there'll be more than enough bipartisan support to pass it.
Senator, are you going to reconsider Reverend Butler's invitation to his church this
I
weekend?
fully respect Reverend Butler's position. I mean, I appreciate his invitation. And, look, I respect Reverend Butler. And I respect his church too much to use it for my own political purposes. And that's exactly what I'd be doing if I went down there this Sunday. Because the truth is, it would just be an act of political phoniness. I may be wrong, but I suspect our churches already have enough political phonies in them.
Senator, do you or do
I
you
don't
not?
see how we can have a separation of church and state in this government. If you have to pass a religious test to get in this government. And I want to warn everyone in the press and all the voters out there. If you demand expressions of religious faith from politicians, you are just begging to be lied to. They won't all lie to you, but a lot of them will. And it'll be the easiest lie they ever had to tell to get your votes.